Hello, can you hear me? Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you for coming out today, and I know the parking was not cool, and I guess I'm apologizing for something I can't control, but thank you. Thank you for coming out. And, whoa, we're doing this. We're doing this. And we're going to keep doing this. So it's our first rally for Stop Looking Away Foundation. So again, thank you for coming out today on an extremely, probably the hottest day of summer. And we're going to heat things up a little bit more, guys. We're going to heat things up here. I'm here today because of our defenseless children. They need us, you and me. Right now, here in Alberta, Stony Plains, Spruce Grove, Bonnecord, Canada, right here, right now, a little girl or a little boy or defenseless children are being sexually abused. They say 1 out of 3 children will be sexually abused before they become adults. The numbers are actually higher because that's reported cases. So many children do not tell because they fear for their lives. They are silenced. But we will speak up for those children who are being silenced. Our legal system does not protect our children. The sentencings are way, way, way too light, if they even get charged. Why do we look away? Why do we think our children don't matter? So many of us can't bear to listen to what is happening to our babies. It is so horrific that we look away. Why? Our children are being raped and beat. A big person, an adult, is forcing themselves on a little girl or a little boy, and we look away. The men and women who abuse our defenseless babies are bigger, stronger, and the little child can't fight. They are helpless. The person who has committed this horrific act on a defenseless child has more rights than the child. They are protected in our jails. Who is protecting our children? The way the system works now, the victims have no rights. We are here today to demand tougher sentencing and to get our legal system to stop looking away. We are here today to give our children a voice. Our legal system and our society, us, we need to be aware of what is happening. We need to bring change to how we take care and protect our defenseless children. We need to do this. If these children have a voice, they are not alone. If we stand up and demand change, they are not defenseless anymore. Please think about that little girl, that little boy who right now is being sexually abused. Now, right now. Our defenseless babies need us. The effects of trauma in childhood are so damaging to our children. The child thinks they are worthless. They feel like a nothing, and you can't blame them, because that is how they are treated. Alcoholism, drug abuse, depression, suicide, or they continue to abuse others. This is the ugly truth. We need to face the truth. We need action. We need to change how we think. We need to know that it happens here. We need to know that our defenseless children, they're just babies. They're just babies. And a high percentage of sexual abusers are someone the child knows. The family knows the sick human being. Sometimes it's their own family member that is sexually abusing them. And that is why, I guess, we look away. They look away to protect the family member for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I can't even think of any good reason why I could not protect my child. I will always protect my children and my grandchildren. But there are people, family members, that look away because they don't want that adult to be brought to courts. They don't want their dirty laundry aired anymore. But that has to stop. That brings so much shame to our little kids. And now they're growing up and they feel worthless and a nothing. And I totally get it. I totally understand. I have a story too, and we all have, but my story has brought me to some action. Because when I realized that how many people looked away, even the police looked away because they couldn't do anything back then because no one said anything. Melanie, keep your mouth shut, you know? Don't say nothing. Okay, Mom, I'll say nothing. We'll keep it quiet. Don't tell anyone. You know what? I'm telling the world now, and we're going to go even further. We have to go to the federal, Ottawa. We have to make changes. But like I said, it's the awareness that we need to know that this is happening. So if you think someone's being abused, don't be ashamed to mention it and talk or call the police or keep an eye on that child. Because our children matter. They're alone and they're suffering. And we are the adults. We are the good people that want to help. And we can help. It's okay to cross that line and help. Okay? It's okay. Because our children, they need us. It's something that has torn me apart for so many years. I've lost out on life because I thought I did not matter. And when I started journaling back to a time when I did not matter, I realized how many people looked away. And then I realized how many sad people I was looking in their eyes, and I knew right now today I can see people suffering in silence. And I want to help. I want to help and I want to make changes. And we're here today, so again, thank you everybody for coming out today. And one more thing I want to say before we do our signs and then we go home and then we all forget that this might have happened. I don't want you to forget. I don't want anyone to forget how bad it is for our children out there. And I want you to remember that they are defenseless. These adults are big people. Our children are little. Now, how is that fair? How is that right? No wonder they get away with it. They're the bigger person, right? Not at all. If we can stand up and say no and have a comfortable talk, like Pete said, with our children, to have the RCMP realize that there might be something going on. Child services, I know there's not enough workers. I do know that. I do know that. But we have to have more workers, and we have to have change in the way we think about sexual abuse. We have to realize that it's happening to our babies, and they are getting raped. The word molesting is too soft because people are not understanding exactly what is happening to this poor little girl and boy, and they're defenseless. So I am going to continue to speak out for our children. And if we keep speaking out for our children, I'm hoping our children will hear us and know that they can speak up. And laws will change, and society will change, and they will feel safe. They will feel safe. Together, we can be courageous and not look away. If there's more mindset, more people thinking, like-minded people are saying, no, I don't even want that to be 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 are going to be sexually abused by the time they're an adult. That's no. So us, we need to, even if you were never abused, you have children, we have to be like-minded people and realize that we can come together. And we can be courageous and not look away. How many times have you heard on the news or read in the newspaper, and now with Facebook, that our criminal system has just released a dangerous sexual abuser and is highly likely to reoffend? How many times have someone seen that, read that? So and most likely to reoffend. Okay, well, thank you very friggin' much. Thank you. Because our children don't matter. That is what I'm getting. Our children don't matter. They are releasing, highly likely to reoffend again. Dangerous sexual abuser. And I am outraged. I'm intense over the fact that another human being, an adult, could do this to an innocent child. But I am also full of love. Love for our children. Our children have the right to have a childhood full of innocence, love, and protection. I respect our children. I love our defenseless children. So with love in my heart, I ask for you to be brave and give our defenseless children a voice. Thank you.
Take you down. Go with me now.
difference, we can make changes. And all it took was for us to stand up here and look at already, it's going. So it's going to go. It's going to happen. Our children, our young children and their children, we're not going to accept this anymore. 1 out of 3 is not happening anymore. This will not happen anymore.